11, wisdom. We're almost there. 11, wisdom. Correct application of knowledge also means accurate application of knowledge. Write it down. Wisdom is the correct application of knowledge. Also refers to the accurate application of knowledge. When knowledge is applied accurately and correctly, it's called wisdom. Distant shores and the islands will see your light as it rises on us. Distant shores and the islands will see your light as it rises on us. Do you know what? Do you know what I'm imagining? I'm just imagining how many of you buy me cars and houses and say, Apostle, thank you, thank you, thank you. No, look, you will be too blessed to do it. Even if you don't like me, you will do it. You will turn back. One day I'll come to your house, and when others are languishing, I will see you together with your children giving God praise and say, today is a day off. We are just worshiping and blessing his name. And people will say, are you in Nigeria? You say, no, I'm only here, but we sit on a throne and we manipulate things according to our order. Remember, I used to say this thing years ago. Believe it, oh, believe it. I imagine you going to your mother and your father and saying, Mama, I know you did not make it in this life, but I have a surprise. Cover her eyes and take her somewhere and say, Mama, the car you did not drive, this is it. Let the devil do anything he will do. Do you think your mother will be happy? You are going to someone's house and you are seeing them want to tear your members' clothes because of rent. I must kill you now. How much? 250,000. That's all right. That's all right. In 2 minutes he's there. God bless you. Not alone. I pray that God will help you. God will make this happen. Someone will step into your home and see peace between you and your children and be born again there. No preaching, and say, this is what I've been fighting. This is what I'm teaching you. If you pay attention, I don't care what tribe, I don't care what background, I don't care what is happening or not happening in your life. You listen to this, you will arise. Number 12, prosperity. Let's define prosperity. What does it mean to prosper? It means to do well. Quickly, please. Prosperity means to do well. Prosperity means to excel. Prosperity means to flourish. Prosperity means to thrive. It means to do well. It means to excel. It means to flourish. It means to thrive. That's what it means to prosper. 2 more definitions and we're there. Number 13, goals. G-O-A-L-S. Goals. What are goals? Clearly defined desires, objectives, and outcomes. What are goals? Clearly defined desires, objectives, and outcomes. Clearly defined desires, objectives, and outcomes. 14, the last word. Value. V-A-L-U-E. Value. What is the definition of value? Write it down. Point of difference. What is the definition of value? Point of difference. Another definition, your uniqueness. Another definition, your skill. So what is value? Your point of difference, your uniqueness, your skill. Write this down under value. Everything that constitutes an advantage in your life and is capable of blessing humanity and glorifying God is called value. I repeat, everything that constitutes an advantage in your life and is capable of blessing humanity and glorifying God is called value. Everything that constitutes an advantage in your life and is capable of blessing humanity and is capable of glorifying God is called value. Take a deep breath. You have tried, you have been writing. Some of you, that's a key to drive laziness. You've not done this in a long time. I gave you 14 definitions that have controlled the destinies of many. I gave you 14 definitions that are capable of changing your life from tonight. I gave you 14 definitions that will be the key between your joy or your pain. Listen, I gave you 14 definitions that will make your church, your ministry, your group excel or fail. I gave you 14 definitions that will tell us what you will become. Write this down. Success is predictable. I don't need to see your results to know whether you will be successful. Success is predictable now. I can look at your life now and predict with digital precision whether or not you will succeed. There are people I look at their lives and I know they will fail. It's a very sad truth. They will be offended and they will think he's are you God? And then you see that you really fail. Failure is also predictable. Write it down. So success is predictable, semicolon. Failure is also predictable. I can look at your life, brothers and sisters, and I can know that you are going to be a very powerful prayer warrior. You are going to be a very great word addict. But I know that as far as success is concerned, you may not be very successful. I can look at your life and I know that you are going to be a very rich man. You will buy the jets and the Rolls Royces, but you will never be a spiritual man. I can look at your life and know that you may be a happy man in terms of finances, but marriage, you will pay a deep price. I can look at your life and know you are going to be a very good husband, but a very poor and broke man. I can look at your life and know that you are going to be a very intelligent graduate, but you may be jobless for the rest of your life, or you may barely be employed and remain at the lower levels. I can look at your life and know you will never rise to a managerial position. Listen, the spirit realm is higher than the natural realm, but it's not unpredictable. We look at the clouds and we can forecast with a very commendable level of accuracy that there will be rain, and it happens. A pilot tells you we are landing at 5 minutes past 1. 5 minutes past 1 on the dot, the tire is touching the ground. We can tame our environment with that degree of accuracy. What makes you think you need money in your account to prove you are successful? I can look at you now and know that even if 1 million is in your account, it will run away as fast as it came. You know, years ago, as I began to pursue the things of the spirit, I stumbled across materials that taught on this. I folded them with speed and threw them one side. I felt, look, let me press on this. How foolish I was. Imagine that I came for koinonia now, and after preaching a powerful message, I now tell you, all of you, you are going to sow. My mind is not stable. I need, you have to pay my rent. I'm blessing you. The Bible says A and B and C. Everybody stand up. Worship team, you are bringing 50,000. Prayer band, you are bringing 1 million. Beggar, you are not praying for nothing. 1 million. Leaders, you are bringing 2 million. Oh, what a cost way of leadership. You will never bless anybody being a nuisance that way. God did not send me to be a nuisance to you. He sent me to bless you. Yes. It will never happen in this ministry where I will say, please raise offering for me so that I can eat well. No. You know what we call escape velocity in physics? Where you have gone past certain things. It's not pride. It will never happen again till Jesus comes. I found my way to better days. And Lord, I am truly changing. I'm not just motivating myself for nothing. There is a way that can lead a man out of misery. There is a way that can lead a man out of a life of pain. There is a way that can lead a man to the wealthy place. There is a way that can lead a man to a life of impact, a life of dignity, a life of beauty, a life of peace, a life of glory. Hallelujah. Please sit down. Thank you. Sit down. Our time is gone. Let me teach for a few minutes and then we'll pray. Now we've had all the peripherals. Please listen. I want to teach you. You just sang that you are on your way to better days. For some of you, you were joking. For some of you, you were emotional. But for a few of you, you meant it. You know why? Let me ask all of you now in 1 minute. I want you to cast your mind at the worst thing you have seen happen to you and your parents. For some of you, is that you were thrown outside. For some of you, is that you had admission but there was no money to pay it. For some of you, is that you had to go and sleep with somebody somewhere to raise 10,000 and bring back home to eat. For some of you, is that you even found yourself in occultic groups because you wanted charm for protection or success. For some of you, there are men of God probably listening to me. You have had to, under pressure, join fraternities because you are hoping that it will give you ministry connection. Listen, if you don't do anything about your success, failure will force you to do wrong things. If you don't do anything about your success, failure will force you to do wrong things. When I look at people who say, God forbid, over my dead body, I will never do this and that, I tell them, keep quiet. You don't know the pressure that failure forces people. Pressure can make you do things you never imagined you will do. I've shared with you here, I think it's in Koinonia, years ago when I counseled a lady whose situation broke my heart and it motivated my appetite to understanding success. Her mother, true story, her mother was working with a boss and the father, I think, was not working, and then they got to a point in their life where they were stranded. I don't know if it was whatever it is, but it was a very serious issue, and the woman went to the boss to plead if she could have a raise in her salary to allow her cater for the needs of the family, being the chief burden bearer, which is very wrong, of the entire family. And according to what the lady told me, she said the boss looked at her own mother and said, you are not a small girl, you know what to do. If you want a raise, someone's mother, matured lady, you know what to do. And the mother initially refused, but when she went to meet the father, the situation, the pressure was overwhelming. Both of them agreed that the mother should go and sleep with the man. Now, yeah, I know we can shout in church, I won't do it. Don't talk like that, because the person who did it is not an idiot. When somebody sits down with the head of a goat all through the night, he never planned it. That's what pressure will be. When the girl told me that thing, do you know what happened? Do you know that after the man paid that woman her money, the shame, she had to still quit the job and leave. When the lady told me, I said, oh God, what is this? We're here jumping in church saying, since I was young, now I am old, I have never seen the righteous forsaken. That is such a lie. I've seen many righteous people forsaken. Oh, I've seen many of their seed beg for bread. We sing it by faith and I believe it. But I have seen many righteous people, such as our parents, such as your brother and your sister. You know them, they love God. They have been dejected and forsaken. They forsook loves and good things left them. Success is predictable. Failure is predictable. You can make up your mind from today